So I was letting you know that you need to put your original value of this particular variable, which is 1 in our categories. If we see the categorical variable, we have the original value of native as a 1 because native was indicated by 1. And this value, the new value is 1 because we are measuring the impact of this value. So whenever I put 1, it means I am measuring the impact. And whenever I put 0, it means I am not measuring the impact. So in new value, either you put 1 or you put 0. If you put 1, it means you are measuring the impact of this particular variable. But if you put 0 in the new value bar, it means that you are not measuring the impact of this particular value. So I am measuring the impact of this dummy and I need to add it over here. And I would consider that remaining all other values should be equal to 0 because whenever I would like to measure the impact of my first category, I want to ignore the other categories. Therefore, the all other categories need to be 0. So in new value, you need to click 0 for all other categories. So you need to place 0 for all other categories and then you need to click add. So it will indicate that for first category, for which the value was 1, you are measuring its impact. And the all other categories you are considering equal to 0. So this is the way how you can create the first dummy variable with the first category. After doing it, you just need to click OK and it will create your first dummy variable and you can see it over here. This is the dummy variable of method. In the same way, I can create the dummy variable of other variables. You can see here, this is my first dummy variable of my first category native. So I need to go towards the second category. If I would see the second category is Asian. So original number of Asian is 2. So I need 2 in the original values and I need to put Asian against 1. So how can I do this? Again, I go to transform. I go to record into different variables. I need to click it and I need to put it back. You need to put it back or you simply click the reset button. When you click the reset button, it will put back again. So you need to get it again over here. Then you need to create a new dummy variable because the second dummy variable was, if you see over here, the second dummy variable was Asian with value 2. So you need to create dummy hyphen Asian. So D hyphen Asian. You can click the change button and it will be appear here. Now you need to change the value. The original number of the Asian was 2. That was the category of its value over here. When we see in the value label, the original number was 2. While we want to measure its impact, so we can assign value 1 over here and we can add it over here. Original value was 2 in the categories, while for measuring its impact we have converted it equal to 1, and all other values we can equate equal to 0. So it means the all other categories values would become 0 over here. So we need to click continue and we need to click OK. So in this way, the second category has been created. You can see the second variable, dummy variable. This way. In the same way, we can create the third one. The third category is black with 3 as a reference variable, as a reference number. So we can go to transform. We can go to recode and we need to reset again. We need to put it again and we need to write here dummy hyphen flat and C DLK, and you need to click the change button. You need to go to the old and new values because this variable original value is 3 as per the categories in value label, and you need to measure its impact. So you need to put 1 here, you need to add here, and you need to consider all other value equal to 0. You need to click continue and you need to click OK. So you can verify the third categorical dummy variable has been created. So this is first, this is second, this is third. So how many dummy variable you need to create? It depends upon how many number of categories are there. So in our case, there were 5 categories. So we need to create 4 dummy variable because we need to take the 5th category as a reference category. So just we need to create the 4th dummy. So we have created 3 dummies and we need to create one more dummy using white as a label, and its original value is 4. So we can go to transform, recode into different value. You need to reset it again and you need to put it again over here, and you need to write here dummy hyphen, and you can write here the white, and you can write here D hyphen, and you need to click the change button and it will change this over here. You need to put the old values as the original value of it is 4, and you need to measure its impact. Just click add and you need to put 0 for all other values, and you need to click continue. So this is the way how dummy for categorical variables has been created. So you can verify if there are 5 categories, you need to create 4 dummy variables that we have created. So this is first, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. Now what we need to do? We need to do that we need to analyze their impact on our dependent variable. So we go to regression. We need to take the GPA because it is continuous variable, and we need to take the 4 dummies like dummy 1, dummy 2, dummy 3, and dummy 4 as our independent variable. So it will become the categories of our variable. So you need to click OK button. All right. So we have run the procedure, and we may find the following results. You can see the R is 0.174. It means there is a positive and weak correlation between dummy white, dummy nat, dummy Asian, and dummy black, and GPA. And these dummies or these categories are explaining only 3% to the GPA. So you can see the model is not statistically fit because it is greater than 0.05. So we can say the model is not statistically fit, but how about the individual impact? You can see that dummy native, dummy Asian, dummy black, and dummy white all are insignificant because nobody of these categories is significantly impacting our dependent variable. You can see that dummy native is positive, but it is insignificant because p is less than 1.96 and p value is greater than 0.05. You can also see that dummy Asian is negatively impacting, but it is not significant because p is less than 1.96 and p is greater than 0.05. You can again see that dummy black is also negatively impacting, but it is not significant, because t is greater than 1.96 and p is less than 1.96, and and sig value is greater than 0.05. Similarly, dummy white is also negatively impacting our dependent variable, because t is less than 1.96 and and your sig value is greater than 0.05. So this is the way how you can interpret these results. So going towards the concluding part, because the remaining cases would be discussed tomorrow. We will discuss from case number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 from tomorrow, but I want to conclude all this stuff because I have shared data set with you. This data set, like data set for seventh day, I have shared with you. And what you need to do from this data set, you can see that in this data set, there is a data set for regression case 3 and there is a data set for regression case 4. So you can use regression case 3 and regression case 4 as a reference of this. This is the third one. For this case, regression case 3, you can use the data set available, and for this case you can use the data set 4. So how can you use those data sets? You just need to find out, in case of case 2 data set, you may be interested in the effect of gender on salary. So what is the effect of gender on salary? So it is a binary case. You need to create your gender variable in the same way that I have created that variable, and you need to find out whether the gender really impacts the salary, whether it is increasing the salary or decreasing the salary. And in the same way, you can apply the data set of case 3. In case 3 data set, you have categorical independent variable, and you might have your dependent variable quantitative. In that case, you may want to you might want to measure the impact of employment categories on salary. So you might have three categories. So you need to create only two dummy variables, one for clerical and one for custodian, while the manager would be considered as a reference category. So you don't need to create any dummy variable for manager. You just need to create one dummy variable for clerical and one dummy variable for custodian, and apply the same procedure as I have done. So how you can do it? You can go to recode into different variable, and you can put your job category variable into your box with your required box. And what will you do when you put here? You need to create your first dummy variable, dummy hyphen clerical. So dummy hyphen clerical in the short form, then you need to click the change button, and then you will go to the old and new values box over here. uh, so write the category of your first dummy variable, then you go to the old and new variable dummies, and then you put the number of your first category. As your first category clerical was indicated by 1, so you need to put 1 over here. And as you want to measure its impact, so you need to put 1 over here. So this one basically measures the impact of this variable. Then you need to click the add button, and then all other values is equal to 0. So in the same way, you need to put it over here, just like this. You can put 0 for all other values, and you need to click add button, and then you need to click the OK button, and you need to click continue button again. Then your first dummy variable has been created. Now you need to click OK button. When you click OK button, your first dummy variable will appear in your data set like this. And again, what will you do? You will create the second dummy variable using the same procedure. You go to transform, you go to recode into different variables. will you do? You again reset your dummy variable which was available in this box. You will put it again in this required variable set, like this, and you will create your second dummy variable like dummy custodian, which was the second category uh, in this categorical variable. Uh, After writing the name, you will click the change button. It will change the name of this variable, and then you need to put your old and new values. As the second custodian is valued by 2, you will put 2 for old values. uh, Before assigning the values, you need to select both of them and then remove them, because it will appear when you open this window. Uh, this window will show you the coding of the previous dummy variable. So you need to remove the coding of the previous dummy variable first. You need to select them and you need to remove them. Then you need to put the second dummy variable value labeling, which is 2 over here, and then you need to put 1 over here because it will measure the impact of second dummy variable. And then you need to click add button over here, and it will create 2 and 1. 2 basically was the old number and 1 is for impact. And then you will select all other values equal to 0, and it will show like this. Then you will click continue. Then your dummy procedure is completed, because you only have 3 categories, and due to one reference category you need to create only 2 dummy variables. So you need to click OK button, and when you have created the second dummy, it will appear like this. The first one is for clerical and second one for custodian. So you need to run both of these dummy variable on salary as a dependent variable. So IVs are dummy clerical and dummy custodian, and DV is salary. So you need to run the linear regression like this. You need to put your dummies in your independent variable box, and you need to put salary in your dependent variable box. And you will find a table like this where you can see that 0.805 is the R, which is very good. It means that D custodian and D clerical, they are basically positively and strongly correlated with the dependent variable, which is salary. And you can also see the R square, which is also very good. It means that approximately 65% of the variance in salary is explained by dummy custodian and dummy clerical. So you can also see the ANOVA model fitness, and it is less than 0.05. It indicates that model is statistically fit. While we are referring towards the dummy clerical and dummy custodian, we can see that the dummy clerical having a negative impact is basically statistically significant, because the p-value is higher than 1.96 and p-value is less than 0.05. So we can say that the clerical category have a negative and statistically significant impact on salary, while dummy custodian also have negative and statistically significant impact, because the p-value is still greater than 1.96 and sig value is less than 0.05. So what we conclude here, we have created one reference category. If you can see the original table, I have stated with you. Just a minute. If I would like to show you what are the categories of this data. We might have these 2 categories. I think this would be here, not here. Here. you can see there were three categories of the data. This is very important consideration that I want to tell you. If you can see, there are three categories of the data. The one is clerical, one is custodian, and one is manager, which was we consider as a reference category. So whenever you interpret the impact of clerical and custodian on your dependent variable, you also need to compare whether the salary of the clerical staff has increased in reference to manager, or it may have decreased in reference to manager. So how can we analyze this? Because manager is something that we have fixed, because reference means that we have fixed it. So how can we identify which one is the reference category of our manager variable? So it is very easy. You need to find out here. This is basically, yes. If you can see here, I would like to point out. If you can see here, there is a constant term. Constant means fixed, which would not change. So you can say that 63977.798, this is the salary of the manager that we have considered as a reference category. So this is the manager salary. So if you see negative sign with your dummy variable, it means they have decreased in relation to the reference category. And if you see a positive sign or no sign with your dummy variable, it means your values has increased in reference to your reference category. So we can conclude here that the clerical the current the salary of the clerical staff has decreased in reference to managerial salary. The managerial salary is 63,977.79, while the clerical staff salary has decreased by 36,138.018. But if it is positive, we would conclude that it has significantly increased. So now we can conclude that it has significantly decreased as compared to managerial salary. In the same way, we can conclude that custodian salary has significantly decreased with reference to managerial salary, because it also have the negative sign. So this is the way that you can interpret your results. I hope you would understand the procedure up to the case 5 of regression, and we will discuss the remaining cases tomorrow, because it has about 9:15 in Pakistan, and it is late at night. So we will consider the remaining cases from case number 6 for tomorrow, and we will discuss, sorry, case number 5. We will discuss from case number 5 tomorrow along with the Hayes process. So if you have any question, you can ask up till these cases. If you have any question, you can ask. And if you do not have any question, we can conclude the session. Please let me know. If you want to provide some feedback, and if you have some question in your mind and you want to ask, you may ask freely. You can put your question in the chat box, or you may also open your mic if you want to. Please let me know. Or can we conclude our session? If you do not have any question, we can conclude our session. Can we conclude our session? Please, participant, let me know. Yes, sir, conclude the session. All right. Thank you, everyone. And God bless you, and stay safe, and stay happy, and stay blessed, everyone. We will meet tomorrow with our remaining cases, along with the Hayes analysis process by Hayes. We will discuss, and tomorrow's session is very important, because our intermediate part of SPSS will be concluded tomorrow. And in the next week, we will discuss the advanced part of the SPSS, like EFA, like discriminant analysis, and advanced cases like sample decision. How can we decide about the sample size? So tomorrow is the final part of the intermediate section, and we will discuss the remaining cases of regression along with the process by phase. So see you tomorrow, and stay safe and stay happy and stay blessed, everyone. Thank you very much.